Hey there, Hollywood fans. Welcome to this week's show. So once again, we are smack bang in the middle of winter, starting to close things out on the end of the racing month of July, which means we are officially in the second half of the GXCC Championship. What went down out at the second visit to Delmas, second of 3 visits to Delmas, by the way. They're going to do a trifecta, a bit of a triple crown situation where we're hitting different sides and different corners of Delmas. So this was round number 5 of the championship, and it was a wild one. Nice, fast, really open terrain, and the wind was there with us. And when it comes to Dust Bowl racing, wind is a big bonus and a big plus. I wasn't on site, but the LiveX lads were there representing for Hollywood Hills. This is what went down at round number 5, Dusty Delmas.
All this GXCC racing action is proudly brought to you by VW Mastercars Hatfield in association with Vans Racing. We're back with the GXCC Tour in 2025, round number 5 of their championship, and the second of 3 visits to Delmas.
Yeah, good morning. We're out here at a new farm, new venue called Leeupoort, out in Delmas. So I think it's about time that we get some new land to race on, and we're grateful for Dirk and all the farmers in the area that made this land available to us. So this track doesn't have any technical things, no river crossings and so on. What we do have is sweeping fast turns, some sections with a bit of stony, loose, rocky sort of areas, but nothing major to actually call it anything technical. It's going to be fast flowing, but unfortunately very dusty. We're in the middle of winter now, and let me tell you, it's dusty out there.
It's going to be fun, but very fresh conditions for the juniors and the quaddies. Before the first race of the day, we went and did the pit walk.
Yeah, the ground is looking pretty moist. I think it's going to be grippy. It looks like soft. I think it's going to be dust bowl racing and fast, like really fast, because the start is already very fast. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm going to try to get the whole shot. Try to get a small gap, leave the guys behind in the dust. But I don't know, let's try. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Just need to get some wins and get my points up. I'm very close behind Augustini. But yeah, it's going to be good racing.
Well, I'm just going to go and enjoy the race. I haven't practiced on my bike since the last Nationals. I'm just going to go out there and enjoy it. Yeah, I'll try to get the whole shot, but I'm not that good this year on the whole shots. It's Tristan Spencer or what. He's actually good at the whole shots, but I'll still try to get the whole shot. Well, I've won the first 2 races, the second race. After the third race, I came third, and the last race, my bike seized. So it wasn't a good last race, but I think today will be a lucky race.
I'm really excited for the shorter course. I think it's going to be quick. I think we're all going to do really good times. Just not that happy about the dust, but rather dust than mud, I guess. Yes, I'm looking forward to at least racing with someone and not going alone for it. So I'm excited to go against Liesel and see if I can maybe beat her today. We'll see. Yeah, I'm happy. It's my first time riding, but yeah, I want to actually have competition when I'm on the starting point. So hopefully all the girls can join us next round. We'll see how it goes.
Morning. Yeah, no, it's true. It's the last one for the season. I have to go away with work. Leading, I think, by 8 points now in the championship. But looking forward to today. Got a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a dusty one. But hopefully it'll open up, and then, we can bring it home hopefully today. Yes, first 2 races, bit of bad luck with some punches and stuff. After that, it's been clear for me the race, the last 3 or 4 races. And it's been going well. No complaints. Everything's been working well on the bike. Going strong. Yes, definitely. With all the sponsors and stuff and the team pits, you know how it works in the pits. If it's too slow, you lose a lot of time. And they've been going pretty smooth, and it's been doing really well.
Yes, I know it's cold. It's not as cold as the previous one, but yeah, it's cold. It looks like a fast track, so we'll see how it goes. Look like there's a couple of field sections as well and so on, so we'll see how it goes. But, well, hopefully better than the last one. Last one I didn't make it all the way to the finish line, so yeah. But great. It looks like a great track, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and But enjoy the day with the family, And yeah, again, an awesome event. And yeah, we've got the shivers on the start, but we'll take it from there and ride safe and bring it home safely. Yeah, we almost got stuck when we came in this morning. I see there's a van stuck down there at the pits, but yeah, it looks moist. So we'll see how it goes. But I think on the straight sections it's probably going to be dusty. Field sections with the grass and stuff, not so much. But yeah, it looks moist over here where we are in the pits. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
For the quads, they'd be opening up the big track, and they would be listening intently to the briefing coming in for the morning session to understand what lay ahead of them. What lay ahead was going to be a lot of cold, hard dust racing in Delmas. First flag drop of the day would be the Q1s. 6 riders hammering the line out of the gate. Tiaan Volfart did not get the numbers this time. This season has seen the return of David Hollis, and he was off like a scalded cat at round number 5. In the Q2s, 3 riders going at it. Baitenbach, Kutzer, and Dick. Then on to the master. Stef Bester has been the whole shot king this season as he makes his welcome return to quad racing in 2025, trying to stare down a championship, closing things down on Fernando dos Santos. For the veterans, stock standard versus Davy de Vet, Darren Moyle, and Davy go at it. Small numbers this time on the veterans class, and just the 2 ladies going at it this time. Championship points leader Danielle Esterhazen, and a welcome return for QCon EMD's Liesl Simon. Focusing now onto our junior category, where the scary senior 85s took to the gate. Tikeng Marahi and Kanya Masito were the whole shot superstars, trying to run away and get away from Gia Kutsia, who's trying to lock down his championship. Junior 85s, the machine, John-Luc van der Westhuizen, Declan Richards, Julian van der Berg would be going at it, and then into the 65 pros, where Alexander Nemeth and Kellen van Deventer are the hot kids off the gate. Small numbers this time around on the 65 pros, and the 50cc's, the rocket ship that is Blake Kruger on the Bikers Warehouse Husky was gone. He had almost a 20-second lead out of the queue. Vian tells us about the tracks.
Junior track today is 16 kilometers. For them, we're keeping them, as always, on the inside. They're not crossing any major roads or anything like that. Nice and fast flowing track, but what we've done for them is there's a couple of small dams in the middle of the farm here with small dam walls that they'll cross over that crisscross a couple of times, some mealie fields that they go around. So one section with trees, it'll make it nice and interesting for them. As soon as they think they get on the gas, they're going to slow down again to take a couple of turns.
So let's go out and climb them ladders, starting things out with our little bobbleheads, the 50cc's. By the end of the day, only 3 of the 50s were able to tag their finishes 1 lap under the belt. For MJ Skitter, he got 1 lap and he recorded a race time of 37 minutes out there. So it wasn't the easiest run for a lot of the bobbleheads. Janus Eckstein was in the 2-step. He got 2 laps under his belt with a racing time of 1 hour 36. But Blakey Kruger got 5 full laps under his belt as he ran off with yet another GXCC win and extends in the championship coming out of round number 5. 65cc pros, Kellen van Deventer, always so good in this style of terrain, but problems on the day dropped him a couple of laps back off the leader and down into a number 6. That's going to hurt him in the championship. But remember, GXCC, an 8-round championship with 1-round throwaway. Sebastian Nell was up the road from him in a number 5, and then the whole shotter, Alexander Nemeth, in a 4 spot. Hasn't found that magic that he started out the season on such a high with. 4th place for him. He was chasing down on Lincoln Deister and Rogan Matthews. Those guys were locked together, with Deister eventually dropping down off the lead lap towards the end of the race. 3rd spot, 6 laps under his belt. But the top 2 were Rogan Matthews and Ulrich Sturley. It was a dice to the wire as those guys came to the finish flag, eventually separated by just less than a minute. Sturley edging out on Matthews with 7 laps under both of their belts. But it was a very close race come the end of play. Sturley finding his groove at round number 5. And then into the junior 85s. Makoti Molitsani into a number 8, also starting to find that groove over the halfway knuckle of the season. Marcus Dillman into a number 7 with 6 laps under his belt. And Big Trav Levy, so cool to see him coming to terms with the YZ Big 85, the big kid on the gate from Moto Klerksdorp's Yamaha squad. Number 6 for him. And then the kids inside the top 5, all staying on the lead lap, putting 7 laps under their belt. Dylan Baldock getting the job done, and Troy Cooper up to a number 4, starting to come really strong at the second half of the season, just understanding how to get the best out of himself and his setup at the GXCCs. Julian van der Berg, so solid on the season as well, takes his Yamaha machine up to a number 3, and he was in sight of the race win as well. The 1 and 2 this time around was formation flying for Vans Racing Husqvarna. Declan Richards coming good in the second half of the season after a big fight back. He had problems all the way through up until this round, and this time he looked good. The machine, Jean-Luc van der Westhuizen, no issues on the day. The perfect run, getting onto the top step. And then the senior 85s, so much talent. Nico Molitsani, after a good gate, dropping down to a number 8. Carver Godrich starting to understand how to get the best out of himself in the 85s. He does run good on this terrain, does Godrich. Kanye Mesito came off the gate solid in a number 2 step and eventually would drop down to a number 6. The same fate fell to Maka Marahi, down this time to a number 5 on the tour. Twane Tiempont up the road, trying to chase down her numbers on the Pro Senior 85 gate, but a lot of her focus on the day was going to be on the Senior Ladies category later on in the afternoon. But still, Twane for Gravity Racing getting the job done into a number 4 ride. Rod Podkida also starting to develop nicely, riding on the Everest Wealth Factory Yamaha Racing Squad. 3rd place will show him running good numbers in the championship. But as far as the championship points go, it is a 2-horse race. Takeng Marahi and Jay Eels are eyeballing each other this season. By the end of play, the gap just 4 seconds. They were all over each other. This time around, Eels holding the advantage, but this will go down to the wire. Round number 5 will be talked about with Eels on the top step. We chatted to him after the race.
It was fun. It was tough a little bit. The water was just very cold. The straight was strong and it was fast. It's been leading well. I'm doing well. I'm doing fit. Doing well.
Ja, was lekker. Baie rof. Die baan was baie rof. Maar was baie lekker. It's going good. I'm first in the championship. I'm leading, so if I win the other races, I hope I win the year.
It was a good race. I liked it, but there was a lot of rocks and dust. I think I was quite strong in the mud. I was definitely very strong in the mud, but not so good in the rocks.
So let's just confirm those results. Jay Eels is the man at the moment in the senior 85s. Marahi keeping him nicely honest. Podkida, Tienpont, and Tamaka Marahi close out the top 5. That's becoming a big championship now. Jean-Luc van der Westhuizen, the machine, gets the job done. Declan Richards is finding his form as well. Van der Berg, Coop, and Baldock take us to the top 5 with Big Levy in a number 6. Ulrich Sturley shows his hand at round number 5, hammering the nail on Matthews, but those guys were very close to the finish, beating out on Deister, Nemeth, Nell, and Van Deventer. Watch for a comeback ride from Van Deventer over the last 3 rounds. And then Blakey Kruger on the 50cc's is the dude with one hand on the trophy at the moment as we head into the final 3 rounds of the 50cc championship. That was our juniors. Let's focus forward into the quads and chat about the track.
Today we see that for the quads, there's a couple of additional entries that we haven't had. We really hope that the guys can come to the races so that we can keep the quads alive. So for them, I think they're going to go out there and have a ball. Those fast sweeping corners, they're just going to back it into those corners and give it gas. So they're going to have a lot of fun out there today. Quad loop is just over 46 kilometers, so slightly shorter than usual, but that's the only amount of kilometers that we could fit into the available land. It's fast out there, not as fast as the previous race, but they just need to be awake and make sure that they look at all the loose stones and don't overshoot corners.
So let's head on out into the big track, where the quads were battling against howling wind and bone-dry, dusty conditions. Liesl Simon for the QCon EMD squad had chosen round number 5 to come back into the racing fold. Herself and championship points leader Danielle Esterhazen putting on a show out there, racing a full 3 laps and matched very equally. Simon eventually dropping down to a number 2, allowing championship points leader Esterhazen to roll on up the road and take the win by over 10 minutes come the end of play. Esterhazen is well on her way to becoming our new quad ladies champion in 2025. The mixed racing superstar was trying to get onto the back wheel of our 2 top quad veterans. Old stock standard was back once again. Darren Moyle got 3 laps under his belt. He'll be relatively happy with that one and take the number 2 position. 1 or 2 overshoots in the morning, but he did figure things out as the laps went on. He got 3 laps under his belt, with Davy de Vet, the main man out of QCon EMD, getting it done and taking yet another win. A full 4 laps for him, and yet another win. Also a rider on his way to the big championship come the end of the season. A lot of veterans missing in action at round number 5, so that's going to be an interesting situation as we watch for the end of the championship tour. For the Quad Masters, though, Fernando de Santos has been smashing a ton of wins. He'll have been disappointed to have to drop down and only get 1 lap under his belt after a terminal problem on his racing machine. 4th place for him. Then Bernardo Fivas was up the road taking a number 3 ride and a 3 racing lap count for him. Fivas is putting together a very strong championship challenge in 2025, as is this rider, Karamba Jabi. Another number 2 spot. Can't remember the last time he was off the box, and that means the points are going to be adding up nicely come the end of the season. Our last round, right smack bang in the middle of November to close out the championship. And Steph Bester, well, muscle memory is what it is, and he remembers how to hole shot, remembers how to race, and he remembers how to win. He takes yet another victory at round number 5. He's extending off the front and closing things down on early points leader De Santos. In the Q2s, 3 riders went out the gate, 3 riders saw the finish flag, and all of them separated by just 6 minutes come the end of play. JJ Buitenbach got a number 3 ride. Rian Dick, who has tasted victory this season, has to settle for a number 2 spot this time around, but only 3 minutes off the eventual win. So for the Q2s, we knew this was a fast and open track, and they were able to run good numbers. The fastest of them, though, for Mex Racing, Tinas Kutzer, 4 laps and a 4-minute lead. He runs off the front in the championship at the moment. Brother Ruan Kutzer was up in a Q1 position for a number 6 ride, just 1 lap under his belt. Tion Wolfart, so often inside of those magical top numbers, also had problems, only recording a 1-lap race count. And that meant that Marius Lombard, who is our part-time racer for QCon EMD Racing, got a stellar ride into a number 4. The man who's trying to lock down the championship this season, though, Francois Smallberger Sr. Couple of punches and tears on the tires held him back. But you take those results on your bad days, and a bad day for Smallberger was 3rd spot. It's going to get tight in the championship come the end of play, but for now, Smallberger is okay. Sean Kutzer for Mex Racing into a number 2 spot. He's really come good these last couple of rounds. Clearly a rider who loves to hang it out on the high-speed, dusty tracks. But the only rider who put in 5 laps on the day and yet another win in the Q1 450 stock class, David Hollis, on another comeback ride, brings it home to hammer the field and take another win. We chatted to him after the flag.
Yeah, it was a nice race, good track, bit of technical riding and some fast sections, quite a few rocks, so yeah, good test. Yeah, I don't know, I was just keeping it smooth and yeah, man, just being, trying not to override the track and going fairly fast through the rocky bits. It was quite dicey, got a few rocks on the bike, but no, just being smooth and being fit. I think that fitness plays a huge role. So yeah, that's helped out a lot. Yeah, well, I started the GXCCs in the last round, so this is my 2nd GXCC. But yeah, enjoying it. It's nice to race against other guys. I enjoy the standing start, and there's some good competition. So yeah, having fun. Just a massive thanks to our friends from Queenstown Mixed Motorcycles for helping me get that quad running. It's 15 years old now, but it's running really well. and cool foods for the financial help. It's an expensive endeavor, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it, enjoying the riding. Yeah, not too outcome dependent, but yeah, it's getting good results is nice, but yeah, really enjoying the riding, enjoying riding the quad, having a lot of fun.
So just 2 races back in the saddle, and Hollis is the dude at the moment. He confirms a win at round number 5 ahead of Kutzer and championship points leader Smallberger in 3rd place. He'll be sweating these last couple of rounds. Then it was Tinus Kutzer taking another win in the Q2s. He is heading towards the big number 1 plate, beating out on Dick and Baitenbach. And then Steph Bester, definitely the man to beat on the Masters Gate. But Jobby, Fivas and DeSantos are still consistent on their numbers. Just 2 vets this time around, so it was Davy the vet, that won out ahead of Darren Moyle, old stock standard, and for the ladies, Danielle Esterhazen and Liesl Simon. Esterhazen continues to lead. Before we go into the afternoon event, let's check in with what's on the cards at VW Mastercars Hatfield. They've got the brand new Amarok, and you can pick these things up and only pay your first installment in June 2026. That is one deal you definitely want to look into. And look at those gorgeous buckies. Go down and see the guys at VW Mastercars Hatfield. And also, the commercial side is there. They've got the brand new Crafter 50 XL long wheelbase panel van. Now, only $869,000. Go check this thing out. And they will look at doing a race van conversion for you. So check things out at VW Mastercars Hatfield. Thanks to our friends at VW Mastercars Hatfield, we now focus into our afternoon event, the big categories of the bikes.
Yeah, no, it's been a very close season so far. All the races have been quite tight, but I'm feeling good. It's fun. I'm just here to have fun, so that's the main thing. It's been good. Yeah, no, I'm so excited. I love seeing that there's so many ladies on the gate. I love seeing it grow, and I can't wait to see how much bigger it grows. I love it. Yeah, well, my starts have never been good, so my plan is to just get going and see what the track's like on the first lap, and then push it afterwards. Try keep it on 2 wheels. No, the team is amazing. I can't thank Bikers Warehouse enough for all the support I have. Even with my parents not here today, I have so much support with by myself. The bike's going great, and all thanks to Bikers Warehouse.
Yeah, it's been very good. Leading the championship at the moment by 11 points over Tyler. Fortunately, he's not here today. Broke his collarbone. Really hope he heals up and gets better. Hopefully we'll see him at the next one. But yeah, I've been very smooth, very consistent, just keeping it up there, not making too many mistakes, and it's really paid off. Yeah, there's a lot of riders today. I think there's 14. Got a lot of good guys that have very good potential to do well, get a whole shot, maybe even stop me from getting a good start, which may hurt my race. So I need to be on my A game and get a good start. Yeah, just trying to get the best start I can, maybe even pull away, because dust is going to be a big issue. Make my way through the traffic as best as I can, because that can really make or break your race. If you get held behind people that are too slow, the guys can quickly catch you behind. Bike's perfect, tested it this week, and I can't thank the Yamaha team enough. They've done a lot to help me, especially my dad as well, getting my bike ready, Uncle Harry, everyone that helped put the team together. It's such an amazing team, and I can't thank them enough to be a part of it.
No, it's been good. Just competing, with the big boys. I'm glad to be in front. It's only 2 points. They're going to catch me now. Looks like I was doing well in the muddy races. But yeah, on the faster stuff, those big boys are going to be fast. Yeah, well, obviously a good start is always the best, to get out of front and get away from the dust. So that's the best thing we can try for. And then, just try and maintain a pace and try and get top 3. That's my position where I want to try and finish today.
Yeah, I've had the first 3 races went good. The 4th one I had a big flu, had issues with the bike. Round 5, so let's see what happens today. Yeah, definitely the ultra's going to help today. Getting a bad gate is hectic out, especially with all the classes ahead of you. It's not like in our one class, you've got 4 or 5 bikes ahead of you, you've got 20, 30 bikes ahead of you, so it makes it difficult. Yeah, I haven't raced here before. I've raced Delmas, but I haven't been here before. But the looks of it's going to be fast, so hope for the best.
So I went up from our pro am to our pro. it's a big step up from pro to pro. So yeah, it's just to keep my confidence up and just keep the trotter going full speed and see what happens. Yeah, Cobus is a fast guy. Gonna see what's going on today. Hopefully today I'm gonna beat him. Let's see. So yeah, I saw it's gonna be a little bit dusty outside. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I started the season thinking I'm not gonna race the whole season, and then first round got a third, and then decided, okay, I'll keep going since my dad's racing. So luckily I got a few wins, and now I'm in the lead. Just got to finish the season. I want to try and get the whole shot again. So, and then from there on, I was just want to pull a gap and just keep it safe. The video they put on Facebook, I think it's going to be fast. So if it's fast, then I'll definitely need to get that gap in the start.
I must say the season's been quite good. I think main key was consistency. So yeah, consistency is key. Just finishing every race, trying to keep it on the box, at least top 4 every round. And I must say that builds up a couple of points in the end. So yeah, currently we're lying second, and yeah, trying to keep it there, salvage as much points as we can for the season. Well, the final half that's lying ahead.
Yeah.
Our shot would be perfect, so we've got a couple of tricks up our sleeves, so well, we'll see if they pay off today. We're going to try, but yeah, Matty is on it, like he's super quick, but yeah, we're going to gooi some millies today, and laat hierdie ouens verjaar.
Yeah, so far GXCC this year has been very good for me. I haven't lost a race yet. I plan to not to either. So yeah, this year's been good. Last year I had a few issues. I didn't do every round and chain breaking there and there. So no, this year's been good. Chaff, my bike's been good. So yeah, gonna try carrying on. Yeah, for me it's my first time ever racing at this farm, so it's new for me. But it's Delmas. It's gonna be dusty. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be classic Delmas. But no, I'm excited. A good start's going to be helpful, so I'm going to try to get the whole shot and take it from there. As always, try to get past the 450s as fast as you can. Hopefully get past most of them on the first lap and try and keep it plain sailing from there. Keep Peter behind. That's always the plan, but no, I think it's going to be a good race today with Peter in my class, and then yeah, we can see, maybe try to get some overalls today.
Well, it's been really good for me. I haven't had any setbacks at all. I've just been coming, enjoying it, and luckily for me, everybody else has had some problems, so I've sort of just slipped into the spot where I am now. All shot would be nice, but he is on a different level. Honestly, it's tough. He's not gapping us by just a few seconds, it's by minutes. So for me to get up there by him, it would be a force of luck for me. But we're keen and we'll give it a go. No, it is. Last year I had a really terrible season, so that was my goal coming into this year, is just to sort of start enjoying it again, take it up as seriously and just finish everything consistent.
Yeah, so far I've had a phenomenal season. You know, I've gotten four race wins in a row, which has been incredible. So hopefully we can keep that rolling today. I've had the flu recently, but I think everyone has. So yeah, I'm just going to go out there and have some fun and see where we end up. But ultimately, we're going to just keep ticking and try and put as many points in the bag because that's the most critical part for the championship. It's not about winning every race, but it's about winning and putting that number one on the bike at the end of the year. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal, and just have fun. You know, the GXCC guys always put on a phenomenal event out here. Yeah, and Delmas is looking good. They look like there is some moisture in the ground. I do believe Vian says it is a bit dusty, but that's to be expected. We're in the middle of winter, so you know, dust is to be expected in our racing at the moment. So yeah, no, I'm really excited for today, and yeah, just want to thank everyone out here that's going to help pit for me today. Without them, I wouldn't be racing. And yeah, it's a pity. Wishing Uncle Kev a speedy recovery. He's just had a knee replacement, so Uncle Kev, to you, I hope to see you back out running around at the races again, and yeah, awesome, quick recovery.
So far this season, Scotty H has had a stranglehold on the competition, but at this round, Matty Milan and the rest were lined up, ready to rock and roll. Last time around, the gap was 11 seconds. Milan building pace. OR1 Pro Gate, the two Kawasaki boys from Peps and Plastics got it done. Vian Wenzel, JC Nienhaber, then Scotty H and Ruan Merry. Merry would go down early on in the race, and Milan would eventually join the party and split the two green machines. In the OR2 Pro Gate, Karam, Wilson, Ruben Peters, and Xander King would be hammering the nail. Those are the championship runners as we come into round number 5. OR3 Pro Gate, always going to be an awesome situation. His first ever Pro Gate hole shot going to Ethan van Rensburg. Jean-Andre Vermaak was there on the Yummy. Kurbis Bester and Robbie on the championship. It's the Bester party though. High schools, this time around the big kid got the hookup that he wanted. Drickus van der Merwe, Murray Man was there, Franco Ferri. Mullet Man lost the front end and took down Besadenhout, and they would have to do a big fight back from the back of the pack. For the seniors gate, Jan the Man, Yanni Potgieter on the Roost Racing KTM just edged out Bu Levy on the Honda, and Kochi was back with us once again. Fergie Mack and Sean Bonnorst did the chase down. For the Masters, Big Peter Hall on the Kawasaki got fired up and got gone. The Viking, Kurbis Jonk was there, Wayne Farmer. Not a good start for Wayne, so he was in the roost early on, along with Warwick van Skalkwyk. And then for the veterans class, Lars Brandlin has got a crystal ball, getting a perfect run off the gate with Dick Bessinger and Leon Gerber doing the numbers. Into the Pro-Am gates and Pro-Am 1. It wasn't the championship runners who got off the gate the best. That's Ben Vessels and Smallberger. They were buried in the pack and would have to plough the field. OR2 Pro-Ams, it's an interesting situation where Ruby Roo, Ruben Stratum and Jaco Nordia are all over each other for the championship. But it was Dwayne Leslie on the 26 that got the cheese and got the whole shot. Pro-Am OR3s for Access House. It has been the Jerome Stubbs show, and he was gone once again. The second best reaction on the gate was Jason Leslie, but Stubby had clear air. Senior Pro-Ams, the perfect hole shot for Big Chris for VW Mastercars Hatfield. Big Chris Homser got the cheese and ran hole shot into turns 1 and 2. An overshoot in turn 3 though dropped him back outside of the top 3. And that meant Gerard Foster was off and running once again. OR4s, the 2 championship runners, Ben van Skalkwyk and Jake the Snake, elbows up through the maze. And for the ladies, the championship is Edwards, Fotheringham and Tienpont. Whole shot is key this time. Twane got it done. Fian takes us through the weather and the season.
Yeah, so the weather forecast showed that it's going to get to about 17 degrees Celsius today. We've had a couple of hot days out here the last couple of days, but wind is going to pick up, and I think that'll play into the favor of the two-wheelers this afternoon, just to push the dust away. You know, there's definitely no rain on the cards, but it's going to be a chilly day with wind, and the two-wheelers will hopefully benefit from that. Yeah, we just passed the midway now for the season, round 5. Things are hotting up. There's some classes where the points are really close to each other. So today's going to be an important one for guys to either extend their lead or to make up for areas where they've lost out on previous rounds. Very important day for the middle of the championship to see where guys are heading for the end of the year.
So let's go out and kick things off for round number 5. The juniors and the quads are done. The afternoon session was about the ladies. A massive crash for championship points leader Bianca Edwards. She only got 1 lap under her belt. She rung her bell and would have to park it. This would be her throwaway event, and this would rattle the cage of the championship. Linda Muir was able to get her finish into a number 7, 2 laps for her, and Jean Muir just a little bit further up the road into a number 6. The rest of the ladies climbing the ladder into the 5 and 4s got 3 laps under their belt. Janke van der Berg, we chatted to her the previous race, and she seems to enjoy the terrain out here in the Delmas zone. Bianca Prout-Jones also trying to find the numbers on her setup. She says these tracks are fast and scary, but she is getting more comfortable with them as the season goes on. Zaria Ferri is a Johnny come lately in the championship. She gets a number 3 spot here. She's got a great setup on the Yami 250 FX. 3rd spot will make her feel very comfortable. And Gabby Fotheringham second spot. She's got a ton of podiums under her belt in 2025. Second spot shows she's on the money. She wasn't far off the win either, but it was Twane Tiempont on the little YZ125 for Gravity Racing. She's been aching for a win, and round number 5 was her day. That will really change up the championship challenge in the ladies' gates as we go forward into the final 3 rounds of the season. OR4's Ben van Skalkwyk, a massive threat in the championship, but problems on the day dropped him down to a number 7 when he was running in a possible race-winning position. Alexander Compan was up the road from him, getting a number 6 ride going, with Caleb van der Westhuizen taking it to a number 5. Caleb is also starting to understand how to get the setup on his machine going forward into the rest of the championship. Joubert van Niekerk, historically racing on the KTM 125, now moves up onto a 4-stroke, and we'll start to see him get more comfortable on his machine as the season goes on. 4th place was a good dust-off event for him. Bryson Deister, like the style of this kid, putting in a lot of training, and the results are starting to pay dividends. He takes a number 3. Chris Harmster Jr., his best ride of the season so far, gets him up the road into a number 2 spot, but it was Jake the Snake Pretorius who once again hammers the nail and does now run off the front in his championship challenge, aching for that big number 1 spot in 2025. The Pepsi Plastics Kawasaki kid is on a burner. Into the senior pro-ams, Aubrey de Meyer just 1 lap under his belt after some problems out there on the course. For the number 6 ride for Bikers Warehouse, Chris Kruger has a choice between the 450 and the 3 Honey. He picked the 3 Honey this time, and he said it just did not have the legs out there on the high-speed track. He had to settle for 2 laps under his belt and a number 6 finish. It was a big hole shot for Big Chris, but he said on the day the 350 was great in the turns, but just a little bit down on the legs. He'll be reaching for his 5 Honey next time we go onto a high-speed track. His sparring partner for the season, Dean Woodup, was just up the road from him. Those two separated by 2 minutes come the end of play. Woodup taking a number 4, with Richard Hine, the championship points leader, coming into this round, dropping down to a number 3. It's not a bad day at the office. 3rd place will still keep Richard Hine well within the hunt. But Peltzer and Foster are coming on strong in the latter half of the season. Peter Peltzer surprising with his pace at the last couple of rounds. Loves to swing off the back on the high-speed stuff, and Peltzer will be one to watch out for, as he was really not too far off the eventual win, going to Everest Wealth Yamaha's Gerard Foster. So good at making those passes early on to run the numbers. Foster is the dude to beat on this gate right now. In the OR3 Pro-Ams, Jason Leslie, very good off the gates and running the numbers, but he had issues out there on the course. Himself and new Honda Brit signing, Hanyu de Kock, had to bow out early in lap number 2 with some problems. They recorded an 8 and a 7 respectively. 3 laps under his belt for Reckard Webster, also a rider who is just gelling nicely as he climbs the ladders. He'll probably start looking at moving up the order towards the end of this championship. But Webster at the moment bringing home some solid numbers. Leonard van der Berg, we've watched this kid for a couple of seasons now, and he looks comfortable with his style of riding. Still very windy and cool conditions for the riders to deal with out there in the afternoon in Delmas. Van der Berg in a number 5 with Seth Pon looking factoried up to the max. His highest finish of the season gives him a number 4 ride. Hansie van der Berg, we know about this kid, and he can run the numbers out at the GXCCs. He climbed the ladder all the way up onto the lead lap and took the 771 to a number 3 step. With Janko van Niekerk also staying out of trouble, picked up this season and running in the Gravity Pit colors. He records one of his best rides of the season at round number 5 of the tour. But the gap was almost 6 minutes up the road to the unstoppable Jerome Stubbs. His first full season racing on the GXCC tour, and he's figured it out, and figured it out early as well. In the OR2 Pro-Ams, Dwayne Leslie pulled a really good number off the gate, but would eventually drop back. Just didn't have the gearing right on his machine, dropping back to a number 7 ride, with Jandre van der Merwe just beating him out and staying on the lead lap as well, taking the C515 to a number 6. Big Russ Van Gool, he likes things a little bit more testing and physical. This time around, the big guy took his 350cc machine to a number 5. That will keep him in the championship hunt as we move forward to the final 3 rounds. Mark Stratham does take the advantage now as well as he moves forward into a number 4. But a top dice did start to develop. These are the guys dicing for the championship. Ruby Roo on the seed 2. Ruben Stratum in a massive dice all day long with Jaco Nordia. Those guys were never separated by more than 30 seconds. And eventually it was Nordia that would have to settle for a number 3 step, with Ruben Stratum just meters up the road from him, eventually taking a number 2. Love this dice for the championship. Extremely evenly matched riders, one on a KTM and one on a Husqvarna. Nathan Godrich started his comeback season this year on a smoker, on a 250, and just now recently has got back onto his 4-stroke. And Nathan Godrich finally shows the form that we know he can do and takes the win at round number 5 of the championship. And the big bangers in the OR1 Pro-Am gate sees the Honda of Damian Breitenbach into a number 8 ride, with Kenneth Clanhams taking one of the older Yammies up to a number 7. Big Steph Labuskakny takes his VW Mastercars Hatfield machine to a number 6 ride. That'll keep him inside of the numbers. And Nathan Minnie, the big guy on the big 5 honey, gets the job done. He rung his bell, but was good enough to bring it home to a number 5. He'll be very happy with that ride. Does like these fast, wide open tracks. Top 4, Hendrik Swart bringing home consistent rides. A little bit off the back wheel for the championship, but starting to show good form as we close in on the second half of the season. Not the gate that he wanted. The man that came into this championship trying to run the numbers and take that big number 1 plate. Francois Smallberger Jr. 1 or 2 small problems on the season, but still very much in the hunt. 3rd place, he'd have been hoping for a 2nd or a 1st, but 2nd spot this time around. Gian Hall, absolute hammered the nail. Who says you need a big 4-stroke? The 300 was singing all day long, and Hall took it to a number 2 step. Really not too far off the back wheel as well of eventual race winner, Ben Vessels. Vessels continues to be the dude on the OR1 Pro-Am Big Banger Gate. He leads the championship coming in to the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, the track was really rough. A lot of sand with a lot of loose rocks, but not too bad. But there's a lot of straights. But the last section is tight and twisty, nice. But yeah, the championship is looking good. I think I'm laying 4th in the ladies right now. So yeah, I don't know. Shout out to my mother, my father, the pit crew. Thank you for everyone that supported me through this race. Thank you.
It was really fun. I mean, really open. I mean, straights on straights on straights. Some rocks that were a bit difficult. You know, got a few kickers in the bum, but got through it, enjoyed it. I'm a bit sick, so that was also a bit of a span in the works, but I really enjoyed it. It's absolutely amazing. The team is great. All the riders are amazing. The quads, even the juniors. We really enjoyed it. It's like a family, a big, happy family.
Spectacular racing for our ladies and our Pro-Am gates. Let's confirm the numbers, the big bangers. Vessels is the dude as he beats out on Hull and Smallberger. Watch for Smallberger to try and respond into the last 3 rounds of the championship. Godrich back on top onto the 4-stroke, beating out on Ruby Roo, Nordia, Stratum, Van Gool, Van der Merwe, and Leslie. That was for the OR2 Pro-Ams. The OR3 Pro-Ams is an interesting one as well, as we see Jerome Stubbs disappearing off into the distance for his championship, beating out on Janko van der Kerk, Hansie van der Berg, Seth Pon, a new name inside of the top 4, ahead of Leonard van der Berg. In the Senior Pro-Am gate, Gerrit Foster is bagging and tagging this championship at the moment, closing things down on Richard Hine, our early championship points leader. Poutzer was in the 2-step. And then into our OR4s, Jake the Snake, under pressure in the early part of the race from Ben van Skalkwyk, but eventually ran off the front with Chris Homser Jr. recording his highest finish of the season into a number 2. And then for the ladies, a change at the top of the charts. Bianca Edwards drops down to an 8, her lowest finish of the season, but Toinette Tiempont for Gravity Racing finally gets the Pro Ladies win. We move forward now into our age group categories as we go out on the course once again. All of the holes were on line and up and racing. S1 hole got it done to a number 8 ride, 2 laps under his belt, along with Mark Nell. Those two recording some good times out there on the course. Jakes Muir, the Muir family, absolutely loving the layout of the tracks at the GXCCs this season. Jakes Muir takes a number 6 ride to get his points on the plate. Big Johan Fourie He'll have thought he was superbike racing out there as the speeds went up, and he enjoyed swinging off the back of his machine. Second place out of the gate for VW Mastercar's Dick Bessinger, eventually dropping down to a number 4, but good points on the plate for him. Leon Gerber for the Bert Smith Racing Squad, great to have him back racing with us, and he has lost none of his speed or focus. Brings home a third place ride. We haven't seen him out on the GXCCs for a couple of seasons now, so great to have him back. A championship runner and a championship player, Jeremy Smith on the Yami brings home a number 2 ride. Eventually, just over 5.5 minutes off the back wheel of Alfie Cox Racing KTM's Lars Brandlin, who hammers yet another Veterans Class win. Into the Masters Gate, where once again we saw a lot of chopping and changing at the top of the charts. Stephen Kutzer got himself on 4 laps under his belt with a number 8 ride, with Big Bird Smith from Bird Smith Attorneys getting it done into a number 7. All of the Bird Smith Racing guys were back with us in 2025. Konrad Sieber records the highest finish for the Big Red, taking the Honda machine to a number 6 ride. And Francois Swanepoel, who normally runs inside of those magical top 4s, had to settle for a number 5 this time around on the Roos KTM. Consistency is what pays the bills though, and for Swanepoel, number 5 will still keep him in the game. JJ Rousseau has come into this championship very consistent on the numbers. His number 4 will also keep his name in the hat. The big swingers running inside the top 3 are the big swingers out there running big pace. Kobus Jonk takes a number 3 ride, and he was the last of the riders on a 4-lap count. Warwick van Skalkwijk, whilst dicing for a win, got an entire fence wrapped up in his back wheel, lost a whole pile of time, and was able to do the fight back. Second place is a huge turnaround for him, and come the end of play, he actually wasn't too far off the back wheel of Big Peter Hall. So that's going to be a championship dice that we'll keep an eye on. Van Skalkwijk versus Hall for the last 3 rounds, but this time it was the Big Cower that got the job done. In the seniors, Fergie Mack had some issues out there early on in the race. The shake of the head tells the story. Just 1 lap under the belt for Fergie as he took a number 6 ride. Hugh Levy was looking absolutely stellar in the early part of the race, but problems on the day meant he only got 2 laps under his belt and would also be one of the guys to park it early on and bow out. John Vulcan was cursed with the terrible flu at the previous round. This time around, his bike had the flu, and still he brought home a number 4 ride. Vulcan trying desperately to nail down that championship, but it's going to be a little bit of a nail biter now with 2 bogey events. Sean Bartenhorst for the Linex Blue Crew Racing Squad got his best result of the season in a number 3 ride, and Jan Le Mans, Yanni Potgieter, took the big hole shot and tried desperately to hang on to the win, but had to settle for second. He'll be happy with that one though, because Kochalicious, Marco Kochi, on the Everest Wealth Shimwell's Racing Yamaha was on point, loving life out there, and was back onto the top step. For the high school category, Ocker Hennep squeaked his way inside of the magical top 8. Liam Skippers, after going down hard on the hole shot, was able to fight his way back into a number 7 ride. Didn't stay on the lead lap though, just showing the pace of these high school 1-5ers. Murray Mansmith, the man who's trying to nail down the championship, had his bogey event here at round number 5, eventually taking a number 6 ride. And then for Megs Racing, Dylan Besadenhout did an incredible fight back ride, coming all the way from last place in the gate to take a number 5. That was a huge ride coming through a stacked gate of the high school 1-5ers for Besadenhout to climb that ladder. Just couldn't find the back wheel of Willem Buerter, who was going to get a whole pile of points coming out of his 4th place ride. And he was the last of the riders on a 4-lap account. The top 3 ran lead pro laps, meaning 5 laps under their belt. Kakliso Kasipi records his best ever high school ride of the season, just off the back wheel of the hole shot of Drickers van der Merwe, who has been working hard on the setup on his Megs Racing Shimwell Yamaha 125. Second place will cheer him up big time, but he was almost 3.5 minutes off the back wheel of eventual race winner on the UB Leisure KTM. The famous Franco Free, not the famous 400, but the famous Free, is back on top, figured things out, and he takes the top step at round number 5. Free has found his groove at the second half of the season.
It was lekker. I got a good start. I got the whole shot. Yeah, I didn't think the track was going to be this technical and tight. I thought it was going to be fast because it's Delmas, you know. Yeah, but it was like I made the most of it. I think I got second place. Yeah, I'm very happy with my results. It's flipping great being a part of this team. They really do a lot for me. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am now. Yeah, they really do a lot for me. Big thanks to them. But the championship's looking good. I think I'm still laying second in the championship now. Just gonna try and keep it. Maybe move up one spot. Yeah.
No, the day was very rough out there. I crashed on the start maze and just tried to keep my head down and push. Managed to catch back up to 5th or 4th, I think. No, it's the best team out here. The people is just amazing, sponsorship is amazing, and they just help us a lot. Just not crash in the start. Further than that, I think my riding is sharp, fitness is sharp, everything is sharp.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully we've got this monkey off our back. But what a fantastic track. Wow, we had so much fun out there. Obviously dusty, but once the last lap, I actually saw what the entire track looked like, and it was beautiful. Well done to Vion. I mean, it was awesome. But yeah, good fight out there. Got out the gate here, P3. And me and Bew were having a dice there to try and catch Jean, and then obviously Jean's clipped my nose. After that, we just gave him a gap, and yeah, we just kept pushing, put my head down, and yeah, you know, again, well done. Thank you to Zach and Tyler and Sean and everyone from Everest and Schimmel's putting this together for us, and yeah, just fantastic day out. Finally, I got a finish on the lead lap. And it's a P1, so thank you.
No, it was lekker. The start was awesome. I got a whole shot, and the start was actually quite fast. And when we went out, there was a long circle around Spulpunt, and Wayne just come past me, and the 350 of him was flying. So he was ahead for quite some time, and I know it's a new bike, maybe he battled with the suspension or something, but I caught him in the rocks, passed him, and from there on I didn't see either Warwick or Wayne. I'm just glad to have the win. I had a brilliant time on the track, and thanks to Vion guys, they really put out something very nice there, and to Motor Pips and Plastics for putting me out there. I just enjoy it, and I must say that Kawasaki is just hell fast.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's confirm those numbers. High school, I love this gate at the moment. So many riders that can take the wins. This time around, it was Fourie beating out on Drickus van der Merwe, Kasipi, Buerta, and a massive fight back for Dylan Besadenhout. Seniors, Kochi back where he wants to be on the tippy top step. Potgieter finding his groove once again. Bodenhorst celebrates his best ride of the season, and championship leader Vulcan in trouble in a number 4. For the Masters, Peter Hol has taken more wins than anyone else out there on the season, and he's looking good. But Warwick van Schalkwyk's pace was stellar at round number 5, beating out on Jonk, Rousseau, and Swanepoel. For the veteran class, there's no beating the thunder that is Lars Brandlin, hammering the nail on the competition at almost every single round. Smitty in a number 2 step, Kerber 3rd, Bessinger 4th, and Johan Fourie in a number 5. That was our age group classes. It gets wild now as we click through the top gears and go into our pro gates. Estienne Kutzer, a former championship runner in the Pro-Am gates, is starting to make a name for himself on the pros as well. He gets a number 6 rise, and Ethan van Rensburg, what a stellar fire off the gate. He got the whole shot and was able to record his highest finish of the season as well, taking a number 5. Jean-Andre Vermark, who has been a high school 1-5 racer for a couple of seasons now, starting to test the waters on Tyron Beverly's machine, and gets the Everest Wealth Yamaha to a number 4 ride. Nardis Robbie, the big guy for Roost Racing, gets it done into a number 3 ride, and the top 2 runners are the big pace in the championship. Number 2 step this time around going to Derek Karam, but he was agonizingly close to the win. It was less than 5 seconds at the flag between Karam and Bester. Bester is doing the job of work to try and nail down the championship, and he is really on form this season. Karam and Bester, the top dudes on the Pro OR3s. In the OR2s, a great situation where Stoffelberger rolled out an old RM and got the job done, getting the smoker up and running into a number 8. CD Goosen likes it a little bit more technical, had some problems on the day, dropping down to a number 7 with Ben Roostradam in his first full pro season, a number 6. I think we're going to see a top 6 come the end of the championship for Big Ben as he's running some solid numbers. Dieter de Vet also can run in the tech or the high speed. This time around, a number 5 step, and he'll be relatively happy with that. Xander King had some fueling issues on the day, but still managed to bring the Linux Blue Crew racing machine home for a number 4. He holds number 2 step in the championship as we close in on the final 3 rounds. The top 3 runners on the day are the top guys that are possibly going to be able to challenge for the top 3 in the championship. Ruben Peters has really come to life on the Bikers Warehouse Husqvarna 350 machine, and he takes a number 3 step. They are running such high pace on the OR2 Pro Gate this season. The top 2 runners hammered the nail. Peter Karam in a number 2 step, and Matty Wilson taking the win. But they were very, very close on the day, and I think that will be the story of the rest of the season in the Pro OR2s. The big bangers, Yuka Hall got himself to a number 8 ride. That was an impressive ride for him as well as a part-time racer. Rowan Merry had to do the fight back to take down a number 7 ride, and up the road from him was the Rooster. Rudy Vieira swinging off the back of the Big 5 Honey, probably his best ride of the season. Loved the terrain, wide open out here at Dusty Delmas. The whole shot kid, the superstar that is Björn Fensel, eventually dropped down with the Pepsi Plastics Kawasaki into a number 5 ride. The Kawasaki boys were almost joined at the hip, refuel and high-fiving each other in the pits. Fensel eventually taken a number 5, and Nienober made the pass on his teammate in the pits with a different fueling strategy to move himself up to a number 4. Remember, a former multiple GXCC champion is JC Nienober, so he ain't no slouch out there, and 4th place shows that he can still run the numbers. Scotty H, Scott Haygate, big story on the day. Almost unstoppable in the championship, but problems on the day here at round number 5. 1 or 2 crashes and mistakes. Shows that there are chinks in the armor. Scotty H had to settle for a number 3 on the day. That meant we had different names in the 1 and 2 for the first time in the GXCCs in 2025 on the Pro Big Bangers. Haygate fought hard, but the best he could do was 3rd in the pros. But 3rd is still an incredibly strong day for the championship points leader. John Buerta, coming back from a big knee injury, managed to make the pass on Haygate and stay out there as well. So it means that Johnny B is on a burner, closing in on the last couple of rounds of the season. But the dude to beat at this round was Matty Milan. He got out front relatively early on and was able to run big pace, collapsed a couple of spokes in his front wheel, and the team worked furiously to make sure that first win was achievable. The job was done. He was close last time around. He's been close all season, but at round number 5, Matty Milan for Everest Wealth Racing Yamaha saw the checkers, took the overall and the class victory for the first time on the season. Matty Milan finally gets the win.
No, I'm stoked. To get the first win out the way is quite special. Today it was a lacquer race. Track was pretty fast, but I had a good day. Managed to get into the lead on the first lap, and it's nice to get it off to get the first win off the shoulders. It's been a while, and also the pressure's been building a bit, so it's nice to get that one out the way. So and big thanks to my team, Everest Wealth, Ridgeway Racing, everyone that supports me. I really appreciate it, and to my mechanic, to Harry, my team owner, to everyone that supports me. Honestly, I'm so grateful, and I'm so stoked to get this win. So I'm really stoked. I would love to obviously be in the championship, but be the list around at Radium. But that's cool. I guess we get a better gate pick for the next race. So
Yeah, it was a fast race. I'm actually glad because I'm not that fit at the moment. But good redemption after the last GXCC where I fell, so I'm happy with the result. The same thing, just maybe 1 gear extra. But fast race, good day, no mistakes. I'm happy. Had some good dices with the guys, and thank you to my whole team. And that's about that.
So I got off to a brilliant start and I was in a good flow, and then I made a bit of a navigational error early on, about 3Ks in, and I thought the marking was telling us to go right, and I looked right and there was markers, but it was the return markers. So then I did a U-turn, and then I came through tried to come through and passed a few guys, and then I got back behind Maddie and was in a good flow, and then I had a big crash, and then from there kind of just picked myself up and was in lots of dust, and today wasn't my day, so the streak comes to an end. But anyway, still got some good points in the bag, and we'll go back to the drawing board and be better for the next one. But yeah, I can't thank everyone enough, the whole Brother Leader Trade team, to everyone under the tent today, to the Wilsons, just to everyone that supported me today. Yeah, just absolutely incredible. Had a fun day, just lots of dust, but it is winter. So yeah, and just shout out to just the organizers.
It was good. Peter got the whole shot in front of me, but fortunately for him, he overshot one corner, so I made my pass there on him, and from there it was good. He stayed on me the whole time. I don't know how. That was insane. We caught Scotty and John Burtz at the end of the first lap, and I knew Peter had the long-range tank on and I had the short-range tank on, so I knew I needed a fast pit stop, and thankfully my pit crew was on point today, so big thanks to them. Got out in front of Peter like 1 second, so yeah, we diced the whole of the second lap, and then we got stuck behind Scotty for most of the second lap in dust, so we couldn't get close, and then he had to fill because he had the big tank as well. So it took a bit longer for him to fill and I short filled. And we came out the pits together, and yes, we diced it for the first few Ks, and man, it was fun. Yeah, I'm just here to enjoy myself, trying to click off the wins. But yeah, Peter's riding very well. So yeah, this race was a good race with him today.
Yeah, no, it started off nicely. Got out second in the maze and then made the pass early on Derek. So I had a nice battle for the first 2 laps and I pulled a nice gap. But then my moose collapsed in the middle of the 3rd lap, so I just nursed it home. I think it was the straights because I passed Derek on a straight, so I'm hoping my bike's a bit faster because I'm lighter. My brothers, my parents, Cyclework suspension, Bandit. Yeah, that's all. Cool, well done.
Let's go shopping on the list. For the first time on the season, Manny Milan sees his name at the top of the charts in the Pro 1s, beating out on Berta, Championship leader Haygate, Nienaber and Wenzel, with Riera taking the top 6. OR2 Pros, Matty Wilson is the man at the moment, but Karam is coming on strong. Peters, King, Devet, Stratum, Crossan and Berger close things out. And then the OR3 Pro Gate, it is the Kerbis Best of Show with Derek Karam right on his heels, closely followed by Robbie, Vermaak, Van Rensburg, and Kutzer. That was GXCC round number 5, the second of 3 visits to Delmas. That's where we're heading to close things out on the trifecta in the D Triangle. We'll see you guys on the gate for round number 6 of the 8-round GXCC 2025 Championship. All this GXCC racing action is proudly brought to you by VW Mastercars Hatfield in association with Vans Racing. So that was GXCC round number 5, round 5 of their 8-round championship with a 1-round throwaway. We're going to go to Delmas one more time, a different corner of Delmas. That's going to be for round number 6, and then they'll let us know where we're heading for the final 2 rounds of the championship to close things out. No GXCC on the cards for August, so we're going to go forward and race in September. So all you GXCC guys can figure things out, keep training, get the setup done on your bikes and bodies, and get things locked in. For us here at Hollywood, also a bit of a quiet start to the racing month of August. It's going to be for us, but we close things out super strong. Last weekend is going to be the final round of Farm Jams. So we're still waiting for a green light and where we're going to head for that, but it does sound like it's going to be a new venue, or certainly a venue that hasn't been raced in the last couple of seasons. And we'll let you guys know as soon as we know those numbers and that place that we're going to go to. That's at the end of the month. In the middle of the month, I'm going to be locking things in and going down to Port Elizabeth for Inner City Enduro once again. ICE. I've been down on that tour for something like 10 years now, so very excited for that. But we're just going to ease our way into the racing month of August. For now, guys, hope you enjoy the GXCC show from round number 5 out in Delmas. Keep wrapped up, keep warm, keep training. We'll power through winter and we'll come out the other side super strong.